Hey, good people. Today, my series on confidence continues. I do self help videos on a whole range of topics, but on this series, we're talking about confidence and how to feel more confident, and also looking at some of the reasons why a person may not feel confident. All right, today, confidence. First of all, why does confidence matter so much in life? I think it matters because if you don't feel confident, a lot of things in life, either you're not going to enjoy as much, or you can feel riddled with insecurities or held back from sort of self doubts, thinking about yourself and whether you're capable of doing things. You can get stuck in your mind more. And honestly, not being confident can take a lot of work. It's a lot of work to have insecurities, to doubt yourself. It can really weigh a person down to have to always be thinking about themselves in a negative way, to feel self critical. It's a lot of work. Okay. So the alternative is to learn to be more confident. Now, of course, how do you become more confident? It doesn't just happen overnight. If only, right? If only it were a switch that we could all flip, you know, but in fact, it takes time and it takes practice. I just also, before we go any further, want to talk about one important difference. So, the goal is to be more confident, but not arrogant. Not arrogant. And so, what is the difference between confidence and arrogance? Well, confident means that you feel good about yourself, that you believe in yourself, that you are aware of your strengths. Arrogance means all you can see is what you believe. All you can see is that you are right. All you can see is your strengths. When the truth is, we are all a mix. We are all a mix of strengths and weaknesses. So those points are important to start with. Now, what I want to do is get to the nitty gritty. So how do you do it? What are some practices that you can practice to become more confident? Now, anybody who watches my videos knows that Dr. Seth likes to talk. I can certainly talk. And I do want to talk, but at the same time, I don't just want to talk and share clinical opinions. I also want to give you some examples of some science backed methods that can help a person improve confidence. So I'm going to review a few different tips that you can do. Okay. Now, the first tip is this one, using the language of not yet. So, some really cool research from Dweck found that using the language of not yet, when you think about something that you're not good at or that you can't do, for example, adding not yet is a really important message that you're sending to your brain, that you are working from a growth mindset and saying, well, I might not be able to do it now, but maybe in the future, that you are allowing for this opening, this possibility. The story isn't over yet, right? That's one way to think about it. So, an example would be saying something like this: I'm not good at that, right? That is something that we can change with a growth mindset to improve our confidence, to say, I am not good at that yet. I'm not good at that yet. Or another example would be, I really want to do this, but I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to do it. Change that from, I'm not sure if I'm able to do it yet. But you hear yourself say that condition, and that allows again for that possibility. So try that practice the next time you catch yourself saying that you're not good at something or that you think you can't do something. Add not yet and see if that will help to jog a little bit of motivation. That little open door that you allowed, if that will say, hey, you know what? Maybe I can actually start down a path to try to change that. That is the first technique I want to share. The second technique that research shows that you can try to boost confidence is this one: praise the process, but not the overall person. Okay. This one I'm going to have to explain because it's a little more complicated. Something good can happen to you, and you can attribute two different reasons to why something good happened to you. You can attribute it to the process, what you did that resulted in a positive outcome, the process. Or you can attribute it to just inherently who you are. Okay, so here's an example. It worked out what I tried because I'm smart. Another example would be, it worked out because I researched different methods to try, and the method I tried worked. Do you see what I'm saying? So that is talking about praising the process rather than the person. So the sum of who you are, it's not either a success or a failure. And it's also important when you think about something on the flip side, when something bad happens, do you attribute that to the process or do you attribute that to the overall person because you're a failure? So the goal is to look at the process, not the overall person. Label the process that worked rather than the overall person just inherently being successful. We want to get away from that black and white, all or nothing thinking. Okay. So, again, just to conclude, the second tool that I'm sharing is praise the process, not the person. The third skill, are you ready for it? And by the way, to any Swifties out there, I think that's the name of a Taylor Swift song. Are you ready for it? I am not a Swiftie myself, I've got to say. However, I do love the name of that song. Are you ready for it? The third skill is this one: set learning goals as opposed to performance goals. A lot of times we grow up thinking, and this comes from school and sometimes messages we get from parents or from teachers, that what matters the most is the outcome, the amount of success, the degree of good performance that you have. That's what matters. But actually, what you want to do when you set a growth mindset is to say, I want to set learning goals as opposed to just focusing on the performance goals. So here's an example. I want to be the best at my job. That is a performance goal. Now, here's a learning goal. Switch that to, I want to research 3 different ways that I can be more efficient in my job this week. That is a learning goal, so that even if you don't end up getting the outcome that you wanted, that you sought out, if you set a learning goal, well, those are goals that you can achieve. It may not lead to the outcome you wanted, but at least you can say, well, at least I learned something. So that is a crucial one. And I just praise Dweck's research so much for identifying this one: the importance of learning goals as opposed to focusing on performance goals. All right. One more skill left. The fourth research-based skill that you can use to increase confidence, to improve a growth mindset, is to take mistakes and use the mistakes, wait for it, as data. Use the mistakes as data, not judgment. Use your mistakes, look at your mistakes, reflect on your mistakes, and don't apply judgments to them. Don't apply a lot of meaning to what the mistake means. Instead, look for the data and ask yourself this simple question: what can I learn from this mistake? So, the growth mindset, building confidence in yourself, is all about saying, which is my next step that I want to take on this positive, productive path? You want to think positively. You want to think about the future and you want to be successful, but you want to set realistic goals with a mindset that is not so focused on the outcome. Okay. I hope these skills have been really helpful. And I just want to share kind of a final exercise that you can do at the end of the day to practice some of these skills to increase your confidence. This is a simple little inventory that you can do at the end of the day that can help you, the more you practice it, to boost confidence and increase this sort of growth mindset. And that is to review at the end of the day. And you can write it down, you can think it to yourself. 1, what challenge did I face today? 2, what strategy did I try to use? 3, was it successful? 4, what can I do tomorrow to improve it? Do you see? Again, it's all about positivity. It's all about using the past as data rather than some reflection to sum up who we are, positive or negative. As one of my old supervisors used to say, we just keep it moving. We keep it moving and we keep it positive. All right. I sure hope this has been helpful. I think a confidence goal, setting a goal to become more confident, to have more of a growth mindset in this world, is about one of the best focuses that you could possibly set for your future. The truth is, life is hard. Life can be draining. Life can certainly be demanding. Let's become more confident and operate from more of a growth mindset as we go through it. All right. You can also check out some of my other videos in my confidence series or my self help videos on other topics on my YouTube channel, Dr. Seth Psychologist. Have a good one, everybody.